Yo, it's Julius here, and we're going to talk today about deep work. I want to talk about deep work today, putting in deep work. The word deep work, right? So, deep work is the originator of the word comes from flow-prone neuroplasticity. So, deep work is a neuro state that your brain goes in the ability to stay disciplined. It's when your cognitive function starts developing onto a higher sense of skill. And I saw this biblically today when I was meditating. Do we actually take time to work in the situation of deep work, deep space? You know, when you wake up, there's a word called flow-prone neuroplasticity. That means that the first thoughts, the first anchoring points runs in your neurosystems when you wake up, and that is the direction your brain focus on for the day. Do you do dead scrolling when you wake up? Do you focus on productivity? Are you loading yourself with information, soul for your food, or food for your soul? You know, are you filling up your brain with positivity? You know, and I think one thing about an entrepreneur is that I have learned that to go into a state of deep work. When I'm in the gym, I have learned that if there's habits I don't like and habits there is that I do like, I would add a habit I don't like. This is something you learn in Atomic Habits. You take that, a habit that is non-functional with a functional habit, and I put them together. So for example, for me to have the discipline to listen to a video, something that's productive, I listen to it while I'm training. But then today when I was looking at a season, right, of struggle, deep work, or the world will call it the grind, deep work in a season of struggle. I saw that with Jesus in the Bible when Jesus was fasting and being tested for 40 days, you know, walking through the wilderness, getting tested by Satan. There's a season that Jesus had to walk with God, a deep work, spiritual deep work, that there was no answers, there was no direction, it was straight over the desert, you know, catching the sand dunes, starving, you know, speaking at night. He would minister to God. And it was a season Jesus walked that was deep work. No sight at end, 40 days of suffering. There was a season of deep work. And sometimes like that in life as well, there's a season of deep work. Like there's days that if I'm going to do a 9-hour session where I'm just going to work, focus on just making this goal happen. Sometimes I remove all the distractions and I just focus on one thing. Because now, yes, maybe I wasn't the most productive in that 9 hours, but the discipline principle, by succeeding the mindset and the goal I have achieved, what's now has happened is I have now successfully executed a principle. So even at the end of the day, if I didn't succeed the progression I wanted, I still succeeded in implementing a principle and staying disciplined and dedicated. So there's a season spiritually as well where I walk with God in the space of deep works, where you have to trust that, as Psalms 1 says, He leads you to green pastures. And there's sometimes that I didn't even know what to pray. I just pray, Lord, you are leading me to green pastures. You are in control. Right now, I cannot fathom. My finite mind cannot comprehend. But I just got to be in a season of rest, staying quiet, being still, knowing you are God. Focus, calming myself, and just getting through one moment at a time, knowing God is leading me in that faith. True faith isn't constantly repeating your prayer to God because you're afraid He didn't hear you. True faith is knowing in that deep work season in the desert, is knowing that God is walking with you through it. That one moment, that one goal, you do not know what God's doing, but He leads the righteous, He leads them, their footsteps. So even in the workspace, I have learned that there's a season of deep work, a season of deep walk with God, where it's not your wisdom, it's not your spirit, it's not your might, it's by the power of God that guides you in every dimension, where you are not progressing as you want. You don't always feel that fulfillment of progression every day. There isn't always that growth, but you know God's working in that silence. It's not natural, it's supernatural, and you walk in that direction with Him. I'll see you guys soon.